Welcome back, guys, to another SEA Games group stage replay, and we are going to be in game number 2 between KomCorx and Ranger. But first things first, into Freezing Waste of Triton yet again, another map that we always see. Here at the bottom right, we get our red Protoss Kun, aka Malaysia's Ranger, and on the flip side here on the top left, we are going to get that blue Terran Chantorn or Thailand's KomCorx. So Triton, bigger map to actually move around, ramp already being blocked here and now by our Protoss. And just a little back on Ephemeron, seeing pretty much the viable gate taken down pretty handily. In really many instances, when a Protoss is even in your numbers, it really is the quality of the Protoss brigade really shining in those scenarios, especially for then we're playing against Zerg. You're pretty even, you know that you are behind, because those are disposable units. Here for the Terran, it really depends on what you have. Like, you have a little bit of a mix of both. If you go for the barracks, sure, Marines are pretty disposable. You can train them up pretty quickly and get some more, get a number, get a lot of them, honestly, if you have reactors. But if you go into mech instead and they are on the more expensive end, it really goes to show that, you know, there is that duality for the Terran in the first place. A lot of flexibility with the composition. But I digress. Beyond that, Ranger playing such a good game, Proxy Stargate working on outs for him, able to stop the Banshee coming in with Cloak, with the Revelation, just using that information pretty handily in the first place. So instead, we are going to see a 2-base scenario here and now from KomCorx. In the meantime, Ranger doing the same, will get scouted out along the way. Let's follow this SCV, going to be on to the journey back all the way to the other side of the map. You ever think the workers really just have this non-aggression pack? It's like, oh hi, I'm here guys, we're here too. And eventually, or maybe it's the workers that actually control the army, who make them fight one another so they can get more minerals in the first place. But we are going to get a duel for the Sanaga Tower, and on either side, going to be really using that later on. In the meantime though, already another proxy parlor here and now from Ranger. And I do like that Ranger is always gearing up for a potential attack, for potential reinforcements. He doesn't need to put a gateway on it. It really is just gonna be something of a rally point for him in the first place. Anyway though, Factory coming on up, and we are gonna see our standard 1-1-1 build here for the Terran. Double pumping up these Marines though before the Factory comes online. We'll be using that reactor in that instance. In the meantime, we see the Reaper scouting around on the other side of the map, looking at the edges, making sure there is no proxy nearby. But still, this pylon might be something else. Will it be a robo? Will it be a Stargate? Or will it really just be the rally point we were talking about last minute? Anyway, the Adept, of course, is going to be very good for the protection. Warp rate coming online. Into the robo facility we go. And this is an Artosis pylon too. Remember, if this goes down, Ranger will not have any production at any point in time. But by this point, it's still too early for that to be under duress. Was that a bait and switch though? Ranger queuing up the server, cancelling it as soon as that Reaper does die, and they'll be warping in a Warp Prism instead with the Chrono Boost to boot. Another thing about the row facility, it's not the same as the Stargate. You can't really fake it till you make it, that kind of thing with whatever's being produced in the middle. But sure, at the very least, this does make KomCorx aware that something is coming. He's expecting potentially those Immortals. In the meantime, our 1-1-1 is set on up. And apparently, we do see KomCorx keeping the reactor onto the barracks. A while ago, he went for the double pumped out Hellions from the factory. This time, going to be going into Tech Lab. So we might be seeing more and more tech along the way here for our Terran player. But he is going to be going into the Raven. So this means gas is going to be in that regard instead. And he does go for some more barracks upgrades, get some stim pack. These Marines can pack a good punch against any anti-armored targets. In the meantime though, we did see an attack there, and then 2 probes did go down, shield battery going on up, but the Stalker able to mop that one up potentially. I believe that was like a Liberator perhaps. Let's see what died. No, it's a Hellion that got on the inside. But now speaking of the inside, on the outside, the Warp Prism waiting on. One bunker goes down, pulled on the SCVs already to make sure that bunker isn't going to go down anytime soon. But this Warp Prism going to be allowing more or less to step on up to the ramp. Stalker on the high ground, all the others on the low. Microwing that macro, microwing those Stalkers using that vision from that one Martyr. Able to still stay on. Still though, rally points onto that ramp. Stalker going for the targets. The bunker though will be repaired any point in time. And here comes the Adepts. Good load on up though. Gonna be sealing the wall already. Into the potential middle line we go. And the mules are the targets. SCV though will go down already. Looking for another one. No protection whatsoever. Here comes the Brains going outside of that bunker. We see the SCVs pulled. One Adept does go down before the Psychotic transfer happens. Still though, we are gonna get another assimilator here in a 4-gas situation onto base. With a robo facility as well as the robo bay and the Twilight Cancel coming online. So you might see the same composition here in now for Ranger. Blink Stalker with Colossus to boot. Still though, we are going to see more bio play here and now from our boy KomCorx. Fending off that War Prism yet again. We do see the Raven of course keeping an eye out. Might be an opportunity for the Raven to get more value here. Going to be good with that detection as well. It seems like KomCorx also a little afraid of potential DTs. In the meantime, Warp Prism just flying on away. It's already a fast unit. That's the thing about the Warp Prism, and you can say Observer too. It's a lot slower now in this patch, but both of these things can get movement speed upgrades, and they already go pretty fast to begin with. So the fast get faster, the rich get richer, and instead it is going to be Disruptor check here and now for Ranger going on to 3 base. It seems like the style right now for Ranger is to make sure that the Disruptor is at the safe distance, bring in that ball, blow up like the bunker, the siege tanks, or any of these idle marines, and protect it with whatever is in the front. A lot of Blink Stalkers though, gonna be the composition of choice here for Ranger. Sure, they are pretty, what do you say? They're a lot easier to produce, but they're not really the most cheap unit. If you're thinking about something disposable, you can go for charge lots instead with that 100 mineral investment. This is both minerals and gas on the Stalker that you can use for other things. But when the going gets tough, as well as you want to go into something more, what do you say, rustic, more old school, and something you can always rely on as a Protoss player, Blink Stalker is one way to go about it, because this is going to be your micro at its finest, deciding whether to teleport in or out, like that one, teleporting into that siege tank, destroys the bunker. KomCorx not paying attention, but as soon as the bulk of the infantry comes on to the low ground, they will back on out. It's a hit and run squad to say the least. And speaking of that one, another hit and run onto the backline. Warp Prism trying to get away. Dodo with a mine locking on. Will get the hit onto that. Immortal blows that one up. Ranger not really the best micro there, but he's focusing onto that middle line as well in the front instead. That's Medivac will go down. Stalkers flying into the air. Disruptor all the way in the back. Got 13 kills apparently with a Purification Nova. And the scan is there as well. Big damage done here and now by Ranger. Kun feeling confident to back on out. And yet again, the Nova! Gonna be only getting that one more other, I believe. But no, the Blink Stalker decided to go for the kill. And a big boom! 15 SCVs! That is a huge amount of workers going down there. The Disruptor dying for the cause. But absolutely huge hits there from Ranger. We didn't see one of them come on as we saw the drop there and then taking the attention away. But that is such a good attack there from Ranger. He can actually potentially go for the coup de grace if he plays it right. Vikings so up into the field instead. Gonna be looking to snipe out those Warp Prisms and Mules, of course. Gonna be dropped to try and stem the bleed on those minerals. But 56 to 36 workers here, and now the Protoss heavily ahead. Was already in a good spot to begin with, even going better. Robo facility on the outside, gonna be going for that Immortal as well. And on to a 4th base we go. Ranger yet again able to play his macro game with that micro. And is looking really good here for our Protoss player. Now what can KomCorx do? He is going for that Biosure. And if he's able to get the drop onto the Disruptors before the Nova connects, might be the opportunity like that. Oh no, that hurts me. It hurts me so much to see Disruptors just walk into that one. Probably a rally point mistake there from Ranger. But anyway, Orbital Command on that 3rd base ready to go. But it is going to be time for the Protoss to put a stop to it potentially. Blink Stalker though backing on out with a mine. Looking for that hit. Still no Drilling Claws though, so they aren't going to be hidden anytime soon. More Disruptors on the way. The real question is, where are these rally points going? I'm gonna be trying to make it here onto that 4th space. The front really is the way to go. And speaking of the front, here comes some Zealots now, looking to go for the march on in. They do have a charge lot, I believe. Yes, they do. They do have that charge. And in the meantime, the Stalkers being chased after, blinking on the way. Stimpack though, providing that movement speed. And it's time yet again onto that natural Disruptor, casually hanging on out. Let's see if Nova will connect later on as it's time for the slices and dices. In the meantime though, Charge Lots putting in the punch that they need. The worker line yet again under duress. 4 kills already on those SCVs. And that Disruptor dying yet again. One thing Ranger needs to make sure is that his rally points are in proper spots. He already did rally some Disruptors on that 4th base. And the Zealot's gonna be out in front yet again. Nova now connecting onto that Lone Marine. We'll get that takedown. Here we go yet again with the Orange Ball of Demise. And that's gonna be a Viking going down. Good focus fire there from the 2 Disruptor Stalkers though. Blinking on away. Absolute chaos here. And now Disruptor in the front yet again. Not gonna get the Nova on out. SCVs are pulled. And overall, not the best micro honestly here from Ranger, but he does get a lot of damage along the way with 21 SCV kills. That really is the only problem with running Disruptor. It's amazing to see the hits, but it's also really sad to just see them die when they're out of position. It just goes to show the Purification Nova, that channel, preventing that movement, really punishing these units to begin with. You can say that potentially they can be suicide units in these instances. But you know, Ranger really ahead. He's on 4 base. He has almost twice the worker count. And he has stopped that 3rd base from coming online at that first instance, but now it is gonna be all the minerals and a lot of pull along the way as the main base is running out of resources in this instance. And we know, yet again, the Stalker hit squad trying to come onto that high ground, but Miss Micro here and now from Ranger will get caught with his pants down. And these rocks in the way of Disruptors. Nova trying to go for the hit, not even gonna reach that with a mind scan, gonna spot things out. Overall, this is going to be Ranger trying to find more openings onto this attack. Breaking the rocks will allow him to set things up differently. But the Disruptor is going to get caught again! Nova trying to come on out. Not going to happen. And one more time. Here comes the Predation Nova. Not going to get much done. Stalker going to get hits. And what happened here to Ranger? Seems like his micro has been slipping for the past few minutes. They still macro completely on point. Disruptor now gonna be the tap apparently. Force fields to try and mitigate that DPS. Nova doesn't pop though. As the Stalkers looking to back on out. Still a lot of Stalkers here. And now Marauder is gonna be so key here for KomCorx. High ground, low ground, a disadvantage here for the Protoss, trying to get as much vision as possible, especially with the force fields dropped on in behind. Stalkers now trying to decide which target they're gonna go for with that blink as well. And it's pretty even here on both fronts. But every even fight that happens like this really goes in favor of Ranger, with twice the amount of workers, as well as just having more minerals and gas. The steady flow of resources. Look at that. Sure, right now it's 75 to 51, but it took so long for KomCorx to get that number in the first place. And the gas tab is a big one here, as Ranger is on a 1.2k income in this instance. Compare it to KomCorx, he only gets 300 per pop. Stalkers still looking to get on the way yet again. We are going to get the Dark Shrine as well as the Templar Archives. Archons are going to be a good investment if you're floating on a lot of gas in the first place. And Force Fields cutting off the approach yet again. Every Marauder that dies is a big hit against KomCorx, because again, he doesn't have as much gas as you would like. And we're looking at that supply here, and now it's looking pretty red so far. Upgrade wise though, we are getting complete shield play here and now from Ranger. +1 on both ends for KomCorx instead. And here comes the attack yet again, looking to go for the damage that needs to be done. Still though, the Zealots absolutely zealous in the front. The Charge Lots marching on in yet again. Observer up in the air. Blink Stalker backing on out. And the lines for the Protoss absolutely essential to be in a good spot. Now the Orbital Command is coming online very soon. This is dangerous here if the Protoss stays too long. Big hit again onto those SCVs, blowing everything up. And it's time for the Orbital Command, the Planetary Forts rather. Why they call that there? The radar dish is a big turret instead. And here comes the Thunder. The Marauders bringing in the boom. Gets a chase down. Concuss Shrug putting in the work as well, slowing that Disruptor. But overall, it's a lot of fights on a lot of fronts here, and now we are going to get +2 on that ground weaponry as well here for Ranger. And so he's feeling so confident because he's just choking out all these resources against KomCorx. It's like you get an orange and you want to make orange juice. You want to make it as pure as possible, but eventually it will run out of nectar and you can only make as much juice as you can with one orange. This is pretty much what Ranger is doing. He's getting as much OJ as he can against KomCorx, getting the purest of the pure. He's on 5 base right now, and KomCorx knows it. He might not be ready though for these Archons coming his way, because he has no idea the Templar Archive or the Dark Shrine are ready to go. Finally gonna be swatting those blue balls of fury. And here comes the Charizards out in front. Zealot Archon, good transition to a different hero tech. Overall, Ranger right now marching forward this game, dealing the shockwave against KomCorx. And Ranger gonna take the map and that series. Triton going in the favor of the Protoss. Another good series there. Disruptors were playing key at the start. But when the going got tough and the micro was slipping, it was time to go for something more stable. Zealot Archon, always the way to go. But damn, I love seeing Disruptor. I love seeing Disruptors get big hits and SCVs flying off into the distance. Well played, two boats. That's another series here for our group stage.